Johnathan Kuminga really did get set up in the perfect situation by getting drafted by the Golden State Warriors. What's up, you guys? This is JYoungGoTo back with another video, and in this video today we're going to be discussing Johnathan Kuminga and the truth about him. But before I start this video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel for more basketball content each and every week. And if we can, let's try to get at least 20 likes on this video. Let's get into it. So Johnathan Kuminga is really one of the most raw prospects in this entire NBA draft. Really, you can look at him as like a project, a big project, like guys like, Kawhi Leonard when he came into the leagues. These guys, they had a while to really develop their games. They played in really good systems, especially, and him getting drafted to the Golden State Warriors was really a great situation for him because he has the time really to develop his game. Because if he was thrown into any teams higher up like the Cavaliers or the Pistons or any of these other teams who expected him to play good out of the gate, then he would have really not been in a great situation for him. But because he is a raw prospect, he still has a lot to work on in his game to really develop one day into a great player. So many people are really going to have to be patient with his development. He's not going to come out of the gate just hitting on all nails. But when you look at Johnathan Kuminga, he's 6'8". He has the potential to be a really great 3-and-D type player as well, like a two-way player, because when you look at him athletically wise, he's really an athletic player. He can finish around the rim with both hands. He can get to where he wants to attacking the rim. He's a really gifted player when it comes to his athleticism. And when you look at that, you would think as well that on the defensive end of the basketball court that his defense is really his calling card. And in a way, it can be, but really, he's shown flashes of being a pretty good defender, but he's still not yet on that level to be a great defender. He has the gifts to be a solid level player on that end of the basketball court, but it's more so for him getting better on his feet. Like, his lateral quickness isn't really that good. He's not really the best at staying in front of players. And there's other little things he does on that end of the basketball court as well. But overall, on the defensive end, he still has a lot of upside as well. When you look at it, as I said earlier, if he can polish this end of his game and work on developing all these areas, there's no doubt in my mind that with the gifts he already has, he can be a really great player on the defensive end of the basketball court. But it's more so for him just really developing that side of his game. And when you look at his game overall on that end, he has the potential to really be, a great shot blocker. He can guard, 1 through 4, and even at times he can guard the 5 when you really, really need him to, with that wingspan of his especially. So when I look at him on the defensive end, he has the potential to be a guy who can really legitimately, he can guard 1 through 4 now, and it's a guard 5, but it's just more so of him really staying disciplined on that end. And not only that, but just really wanting it. He's not always locked in on that end. But overall, when you look at his upside on that end, the guy can be great. When I look at him on the offensive side of the basketball court, this guy, he has a lot of gifts. One thing though he definitely will have to work on is his three-point shooting. Looking at his stats overall for the season, he averaged 15.8 points per game, 7.2 rebounds, 2.7 assists, 1 steal, 0.8 blocks. He shot 38% from the field, and he shot 24% from the three-point line, and he shot 62.5% from the free throw line. So when I look at those numbers overall, he's not really at times the best at when it comes to his decision making on the offensive end of the basketball court. Sometimes he can be very questionable with the plays he does, and especially when he gets caught up in double teams or things like that, he makes really bad decisions, and his shot selection at times is very questionable. But if he can work on, just really focus on trying to stay consistent with his jump shot. His jump shot really isn't bad. It's going to have to get faster, like as far as him getting set up and everything. But when I see him play, on the offensive end, he's shown a lot of flashes. He has a decent handle on the basketball court. He can handle the ball. Like I said earlier in the beginning of the video, he can get pretty much anywhere he wants to in the paint and attack the rim. He's good on transition, and he can make good plays for his teammates in transition. But he has to work on really becoming smarter on that end with his decision making and working on his efficiency. I've seen videos of him on YouTube really going into the gym and working on, of course, the offensive side of his game. And I mean, I think with his work ethic alone, he can develop into a really great player on the offensive end of the basketball court. And, you know, already averaging 16 points in the G League as well. That is alone, that's really impressive. But still, he made a lot of questionable plays as well this season. You know, and it may sound like I'm saying a lot of cons, but the only reason why I'm saying some of these cons is because he's a big project. But that's why he has so much upside, because if he can fix all these parts of his game, this guy can be, you know, a all-star level player. He can be a great wing player in the NBA one day if he can work on really developing all these other abilities in his game. And so when I look at Johnathan Kuminga, I see a guy that can be, you know, a very great player for this Golden State Warriors team. And as I said earlier, he fits in a really good area for the Warriors. He can come off the bench for them. He can be a really good contributor if he can help out on the defensive end, and he can be a really solid player as well on transition for this Warriors team. So when I see him, you know, he can guard 1 through 4, and at times I said the 5. You know, if he works on his decision making, his defense, and his shooting, and all these things, working on his efficiency, the guy can be great. And with this Warriors team, he's going into a situation where the fit really does matter for him. You know, he's going to be on a team that is a playoff team, a contender possibly in the Western Conference. So this gives him a lot of room to really grow and learn from the other veteran players. And you think about when the Warriors got James Wiseman last year as well. I mean, basically he is in a way a raw prospect as well still, and he has a lot of room still to grow. When I look at these two guys, they are definitely two corner keystones of this franchise going into the future. And when I see Johnathan Kuminga as well, you know, if he was drafted by a team like the Oklahoma City Thunder, a team that, you know, was heading into a really good direction with, you know, if you surrounded him with young talent, he would be really well. But if you put him in a situation where he had to come out and already be the man, he would have failed. But now he's in the perfect situation where he's on a veteran team where he can really develop and grow his game. You know, the guy is only 18 years old, soon turned 19, but you know, he has still so much more room to grow and really become a great player. He's like one of the youngest players in this draft class. And I mean, when I see him, I see a guy, as I said earlier, who has the potential to be really one day possibly one of the best two-way players in the NBA. So overall, I hope you guys enjoyed this analysis of Johnathan Kuminga. I believe that this guy can definitely be one day a really solid player in the NBA if he can just work on these other parts of his game. And if he gets that part really straight, then the future is very bright, especially for the Golden State Warriors. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel for more basketball content each and every single week. Have a good day. Peace.